Yeah, short-term objective really is to make incremental improvements. So like I said in other places, I believe we got good ingredients, we got good people in the team, just really focused on making that as a team as one and then make improvements. A bit more longer term, obviously it comes as a result of that. So for instance, our first, let's say medium-term goal is to upgrade on the car that works, which hasn't necessarily happened before, but I believe we can do it. So. Yeah, I guess on the pit wall. So I'll be still on the pit wall, and then we'll have a strategist on the pit wall as well. So that'll be 3 people on the pit wall. So I guess that's the most visible thing. Okay, it's not really so much of the comparing the difference across those specs, but really, if you look at our issue last year, it was clear Sunday. We just couldn't manage the tires on Sunday for 300 kilometers. So that's what we are focused on. So our Bahrain test program is completely focused on generating the relevant data so that our engineers can understand what's happening to the car, what's happening to the tires, and then decide, if you got good quality data, and we can make a conclusion how to improve it, and then we decide the development direction after that. Yeah, their working relationship is very good. Of course, Nico and Kevin have different strengths, but then their feedback is both very good. And in terms of the car they're looking for, it's not completely the same, but very, let's say, core of it, fundamentals of it is the same. So it's not like our team has to respond to 2 different, let's say, preferences, which is great. But the feedback has been very accurate, if you like. So, in the way that they tell us the issue of the car, in the way that engineers can understand very well. So they really are driving us team forward. And also, they're both very mature. So in terms of doing Friday run program, tire allocation, etc., there's no, let's say, not necessarily, maybe fight isn't the right word, but they both understand the bigger picture and what roles they're playing. So that really takes lots of unnecessary pressure off the engineering team. So it's been really good. Yeah, I mean, Pietro has been with the team for a long time, and then he's always turned up prepared, very professional, and even when he's not driving, he pays attention to everything he can. So when we have to put him in the car, like after Roman's incident, he was ready, and he works very well with the team. So I'm really happy to have him for about half the season available because he's the IndyCar program. So for those races, he's available to us. He'll be our reserve driver. And Oli, again, he's done fantastic job into FP1 sessions last year, as well as Abu Dhabi testing. So again, he'll be a core part of the team moving forward. So really looking forward to work with both of them. I think again it's incremental improvements, and also like when the things are going well, it's actually pretty easy for somebody with of his capability. But when things doesn't go according to the plan, let's say if you got, hopefully not, but if you got a car problem, you spend a bit more time in the garage than you ideally wanted. Now how you handle those situations, adversity is a bit of a problem. So I hope we don't have many of those. I think, but that will be a good learning curve for him as well. But in terms of baseline, he's got very, very good baseline. So really looking to improve on the details, really, that's all. Yeah, I think to start off with, I think it's really exciting to have an American driver representing Haas in F1 Academy. So yeah, we are here to help her in any way possible in terms of how she needs to prepare for the race weekend, how she should manage race weekend, both in terms of the technical side and then also the preparation side. So yeah, looking forward to help her in any way possible. That's a difficult question. I guess I'm not looking too far ahead, if you like, because it's really exciting opportunity for everyone with this change. So that everyone's looking to improve and then make improvements in their own area. So really, for me, I'm just focused on bringing it together. So every race, I think we take it as a challenge and see what we can improve. It's just about incremental, continuous improvements. Yeah, of course. I mean, Japanese fans have always been amazing. They've got a long history of supporting Formula One. And as you can see, when we go to Suzuka, you got so many passionate fans. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going there in April.
I have a good relationship with Ayao. He's been, 8 years in the team, since the beginning in 2016. So I've worked very closely with him ever since I got to Haas F1 Team, and it's been a pretty a big change in our team. Of course, getting him as team principal. Günther has been, team principal and running the team ever since the beginning, and I think it's refreshing. I love Günther. I had a great time with him, and he's been very important for my career. Getting me into the team in 2017 and then again in 2022. Nothing against Günther, but I think it's refreshing to get a new leadership and a new set of eyes on things. And Ayao is a engineer. He has very recent engineering experience with the Formula.One team, and getting that mindset at the helm of the team, at the front of the leadership is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to change the dynamic and the communication across the whole organization. It's been going well. I think every year I try to outdo myself in terms of just getting to the track a little bit fitter every time. There's always more you can do. You never nail it completely. There's always, you could have always trained a little bit harder. So certainly the last couple of years I've focused on it a lot more, and ever since they raised the limit or they set a limit for driver weight, so that you can actually gain a bit of weight, gain a bit of muscle without it being a disadvantage. Then I took advantage of that the last couple of years, and I'm looking forward to a season, hopefully starting very fit, but also maintaining that fitness level all the way through the season, which usually is a big challenge. Yeah, the update was more of an experiment last year. It's hard to call it an update because upgrade, because it wasn't really up. It was kind of just sideways. But it was a very good experiment in terms of committing to the concept of car that we have this year. I think we wanted to see the potential and sort of the characteristics on track with this concept of car, and this year is in that direction, and I hope we can take a step forward. It's been we committed to this year's car quite late in development, and so we've had quite a short time to develop, and it's actually been going quite well. So although I don't think we probably can guarantee that it's a step forward straight away in Bahrain at the first race, I think that the development curve looks a lot more interesting, at least. The car that we started the season with, before race 19 when we got the upgrade, it had good grip. Like the peak grip was nice, but it was very unstable and just like inconsistent. And it's something that I struggled with a little bit. I like the front to be at least consistent, so I can deal with oversteer or understeer. It's not like I have a preference really, but it's the inconsistency that especially like on that late entry to the corners, that's where I need to be able to commit to getting the car rotated and staying on the brakes, and it helped a lot with the race 19 car. It wasn't like a massive step, but it was a step in the right direction, and I hope this year is even a bigger step in that direction. I think expectations are being managed quite well this year. I think some other years there's been like a bit of a unrealistic optimism going into seasons, and I've been affected by it as well. You know, I think, you know, certainly Ayao is very clear that he doesn't think we've moved out of last position yet, but he's clear in that he sees the development trajectory looking a lot stronger, so that he's actually optimistic we can, you know, move forward through this year. You know, the whole field is so close together, and I think last year we completely ran into a wall in terms of development. We couldn't really break that barrier until we shifted the concept, and this year is looking a lot better. So expectations are low to begin with, but high for the season as a whole. Well, for us, they're important. We're an American-owned team, American identity. We've got American title sponsor with MoneyGram, and so it's you know, those three races are the most important for us throughout the whole year. There's always extra anticipation, extra pressure, extra happiness when we do well there. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear why they're important for us, and also for Formula One in general. The US market is like the new market that Formula One has penetrated, and all these new fans over there, and the races are very hyped. So they are important races for everyone, but even more so for us. You know, that kind of statistics is something that they do mean a lot, but still you don't really want to admit it, because in reality what you want to care about is, you know, the results and the more impressive statistics. You know, how many podiums do you have, or poles, or wins, or championships, and you know, that's the sort of statistics that you grow up dreaming about, and not how many races you participated in. But at the end of the day, you know, having been in Formula One for that many years and having done that many races, it's still a milestone, and it's still an achievement, but not something I was dreaming about as a kid. It was more the bigger things.
My relationship with Ayao is pretty good. Obviously, I worked closely with him last year, all across the season, and I think obviously we have a big change on that side. But it's interesting. I think there's you know, other teams that have done a similar thing, that have put technical people in the team principal role, and that has worked quite well for other teams. I think obviously Ayao, you know, will work in his way, but I think he brings a lot of technical knowledge and know-how, expertise. The season didn't really take any toll. I mean, of course, it's a lot of traveling, but the racing is fine. That's what we train for and why we have to be fit. Off season was good. I took the first 2 weeks a bit easy and steady after Abu Dhabi, and just relaxed, met friends, and, you know, used the downtime just to unwind a bit, to refresh. But since middle of December, I picked up the training pace again. You know, the usual, like, rhythm and routine. You are at home, that's quite comfortable. Not much traveling for me in the off season. Just spending time with the family and getting ready. Yeah, hopefully the car will be a bit better, you know, with the limitations that we found last year. Obviously, naturally, you always want to do better than the previous year. That's kind of normal. We did have a difficult year last year, so we definitely want to improve, and especially the race weakness I think we had last year. That's something we need to and want to get on top of. I've seen the new car. It does look better. It is an evolution. I think we managed to clean up some things. But at this point of the year, like every year, you're a bit in the dark as to where you are and where you're gonna rank. So we just need to keep our head down, keep working hard, and stay focused. I think we work together really well. It's been a good match, and yeah, no problem or friction whatsoever. I think a lot of similarities, in our lives, that we're both a little bit more experienced. We both have young families. We both had a break from F1, came back, and we're very aligned even on what we want from the car. So it's been really nice working with him last year, and look forward to keep that relationship going. My goal is to have fun, to enjoy the season, to keep that positive feeling that I have inside of me, because that brings the best out of me. That allows me to perform my best at my best level. Like I said earlier, sporting wise, of course, we want to improve from last year, do better. We've had a lot of good qualifications last year, but this year I think the objective is to try and translate and take that into Sundays as well, and score more points. They bring a spectacle to the calendar. I think every race is really different and unique, and also the US races, they're all feel very different. They all have like their own character and touch and feel to it, and that's pretty cool. That they all have like a different kind of character to it. I personally enjoy them a lot. Miami was the first time for me last year, and that was fun. Vegas, I thought, was also really great, especially after the event. In the days after that, when I had some time to digest everything, it was like, wow, that was really, really special and cool to be part of it. So look forward to do them all again this year. Of course I am. I'm very fresh, I'm very ready. I've just got 200 plus Grand Prix more experience under my belt, which I feel helped me a lot. Physically, I feel totally fine. I'm in really good shape. And invested a lot over the winter to push fitness levels even more. And yeah, I feel really ready and keen for this season.